In this presentation, we will provide information about the standard operating procedure. In this content, we will address the main objectives of SOPs, the writing process, and implementation steps. We will also discuss how SOPs contribute to efficiency, error reduction, and process consistency. Furthermore, we will explore how SOPs relate to lean manufacturing, continuous process improvement, and waste reduction. A SOP is a written document that details the steps to be followed in order to carry out a specific task or process in a standardized way. Its purpose is to ensure consistency in operations, guarantee quality, and minimize errors. SOPs ensure that each step is performed in a specific order, thereby increasing quality while also enhancing efficiency. In businesses, especially in high-volume production, the establishment of SOPs ensures that tasks are completed correctly and on time. This helps the business maintain quality while reducing errors. The main objectives of standard operating procedures are of great importance for businesses aiming to make their processes more efficient and consistent. First, ensuring consistency guarantees that each step is performed the same way, thus sustaining quality. Employees reduce errors and increase productivity by following specific steps. Second, standard operating procedures increase efficiency. When processes run faster and more effectively, labor is utilized more efficiently and time losses are minimized. Finally, standard operating procedures minimize waste. When each step is clearly defined, unnecessary procedures and resource use are eliminated, thereby reducing costs and making processes more sustainable. The standard operating procedure preparation process is a critical step that must be followed carefully. The first step is identifying needs. Deciding which process the standard operating procedure will be prepared for provides a correct starting point. The second step is information gathering. In this phase, interviews are conducted with employees who know the process best, and current practices are observed. This forms a solid foundation for the standard operating procedure. The third step is defining the steps. Each phase of the process should be written clearly and precisely, with every task thoroughly described. The next stage involves assigning responsibilities and reviewing. The responsible person for each step should be clearly identified, and the standard operating procedure must be tested and approved by relevant parties. Finally, in the training and dissemination phase, the standard operating procedure should be explained to employees and integrated into processes. There are several important rules to consider when writing standard operating procedures. First, the language used must be simple and clear. Every employee should be able to carry out the same procedure by reading the standard operating procedure. Therefore, complex technical terms should be avoided, and expressions should be clearly written. Each step must be clearly defined. Writing steps in sequence and in bullet point format increases process traceability. Every action should be defined without ambiguity. Also, standard operating procedures should be concise and to the point. Unnecessary details should be avoided, and only critical information should be included. For example, simple instructions like place the product in the die and close the lid are much more effective than lengthy explanations. Additionally, using visual elements can make the standard operating procedure easier to understand and reduce complexity. Visuals facilitate faster understanding of procedures, easing training and implementation. Finally, it should be remembered that standard operating procedures must be regularly reviewed and updated. Processes change over time, and standard operating procedures should reflect these changes to remain effective. A visual can sometimes convey what a page of text cannot in just seconds. A clear photo, a simple diagram, color codes, and symbols can instantly show how a task is performed. For example, visuals can help answer questions such as where to place a screw, in what order to arrange materials, or how to perform cleaning, which in turn facilitates learning and reduces error rates. Visual elements enhance the clarity of processes. Moreover, visual standard operating procedures are not only important for new employees but also serve as a reference for experienced workers. This eliminates the risk of forgetting or misinterpreting procedures over time. The standard of the task is always visible. Enriching standard operating procedures with visual elements increases quality, ensures safety, and enhances efficiency. The more simple, understandable, and visual and standard operating procedure is, the more powerful its results will be. Remember, ensuring everyone performs a task the same way is not only about setting rules, but also about making those rules understandable and accessible. Training is crucial for the successful implementation of standard operating procedures. Trainings offer an opportunity to explain what standard operating procedures are, how they are used, and why they are critical. Providing accurate and comprehensive training from the start is essential for the effective application of standard operating procedures. Training should include not only theory but also practical applications. Additionally, moving to a pilot testing stage is important. In this phase, the standard operating procedure is tested within a small group or specific department. The pilot implementation plays a critical role in observing the applicability and effectiveness of the standard operating procedure. Feedback collected from the test group is crucial in identifying deficiencies and potential improvements. Feedback received after training and during implementation is a valuable opportunity to improve and optimize the standard operating procedure. This continuous improvement process ensures the standard operating procedure remains effective and sustainable. Monitoring and corrective actions are vital to enhancing the applicability and effectiveness of standard operating procedures. First, we must regularly monitor whether the standard operating procedure is truly being followed. This monitoring process is critical to identify potential issues or deficiencies and to respond promptly when needed. Corrective actions enhance standard operating procedure effectiveness and ensure continuity. Any breakdowns or deviations in a process must be addressed quickly through corrective measures. This maintains the applicability of the standard operating procedure and ensures the process functions correctly. Continuous improvement is key to standard operating procedure success. As one of the core principles of lean production, continuous improvement not only increases process efficiency but also makes the system more effective. It should be remembered that continuous improvement is not just about correcting mistakes but also about making processes more efficient. This approach is essential for ensuring long-term success and sustainability of standard operating procedures. Tracking and assessment of standard operating procedures is a critical stage for increasing process efficiency and effectiveness. First, performance tracking is necessary. Monitoring how efficiently the standard operating procedure works is an important step in improving process quality. This involves collecting data using specific indicators such as efficiency, quality, and time. Graphs, reports, and daily follow-ups enable regular analysis of this data. Second, collecting feedback is essential. Regularly collecting feedback from employees is crucial for understanding standard operating procedure effectiveness. Surveys, face-to-face interviews, or digital feedback forms can be used to gather this information, helping identify the strengths and weaknesses of the process. Finally, updates must be made over time. To keep standard operating procedures relevant and effective, they must adapt to changes in processes. When new equipment, technologies, or processes emerge, the standard operating procedure should be updated accordingly. This ensures the standard operating procedure reflects best practices and the latest developments. The principle of continuous improvement emphasizes that standard operating procedures should not only correct mistakes but also be continuously improved to enhance process efficiency. This approach increases both quality and efficiency, enabling businesses to operate more effectively. Standard operating procedure is a crucial tool for increasing business efficiency. First, it enables efficiency gains. Standard operating procedures make it possible for processes to be executed faster and more effectively, saving time and resources. Second, quality assurance stands out. Standard operating procedures ensure quality at each step, resulting in high-standard products or services. Third, in terms of risk management, standard operating procedures reduce potential errors and risks, making work processes safer. Moreover, standard operating procedures ease training by providing employees with a clear and traceable roadmap. Standardized steps minimize errors and increase process consistency. All these benefits make standard operating procedures a vital element for enabling businesses to work more efficiently, with higher quality and safety. Standard operating procedure is a critical tool that strengthens the lean manufacturing philosophy. First, the standardization of processes through standard operating procedures improves value stream flow. This allows each step to become more efficient and optimizes the production process flow. Second, in terms of waste reduction, standard operating procedures ensure only necessary steps are taken in each operation, eliminating waste and increasing efficiency. Standard operating procedures' compatibility with the pull system is also a significant factor. It enables production to be based solely on demand, leading to more efficient use of resources. Additionally, standard operating procedures support a culture of continuous improvement. In line with the Kaizen philosophy, they enable ongoing development and improvement. In conclusion, the use of standard operating procedures eliminates time loss and rework, boosts efficiency, and ensures more effective operation of processes. Now, standard operating procedure is not just a written guide, it is a fundamental building block for efficient and sustainable production. Proper implementation of these documents plays a critical role in achieving goals of efficiency, quality, and continuous improvement. Standard operating procedures organize and streamline processes, increasing efficiency at every step. Standardized operations eliminate waste, minimize errors, and make production processes more efficient. Therefore, implementing standard operating procedures correctly is not just a necessity but a key to business success. Thank you for attending our training. If you have any questions, please